Hey, this is Matt for AVNation.tv. We are here at InfoComm 2017 doing some interviews with my good friend from QSC. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
Thanks for joining us. So tell us a little bit about why you and QSC are here at InfoComm and why you choose to exhibit here.
Well, obviously we've been in the AV industry for 50 years next year. InfoComm not being around that long, but we've been in it from the start. And really it's a great way for us to connect with our customers, like our integrator customers. But as this show has gotten larger and there's been more IT involvement and end user involvement, more importantly, we find this show is a great place to actually connect with our end customer. So it gives the integrators an ability to bring an end customer they have that they want to talk deeper with the manufacturer about our technology. So we find that engagement probably the best and most return on our investment.
Okay. So you mentioned the IT and how IT is showing up, and obviously anybody who's followed QSC the last couple of years with QSys and with really bringing that technology to a true IT convergence. This year you had and I'm probably going to mess the name up, but a Dell server core.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yep.
How are you leveraging that technology in what QSC, traditionally an audio company, is doing?
Well, you can think of it as the first time even our company, even though we've had QSys technology since 2008, it was started and seeded back in 2006. But it's really the first time we've had technology that we can run on off-the-shelf hardware. Okay. And so maybe we're making a big deal about it, or overly so, but we're, I guess, just really excited to see that we've gotten to that point where we can actually truly go to an IT end user, for instance, and say, hey, we're the only company in our specific segment of audio and video and control processing that runs all of our real-time products on server technology that you're familiar with. So we think that's a big deal.
And it is, because we talk about the AV-IT convergence a lot.
Yes, almost to annoyance.
I wasn't going to say it, but yes. Yeah, we kind of over-embellish a lot of what that means to a lot of people. And a lot of times when you do look at it, you're not talking much beyond, hey, we can put this on the network. Hey, it can sit on a regular 1 gig switch, or something like that. A lot of times the advanced systems that are using this kind of convergent technology really require some very specific product that you're not going to find even in a lot of normal data centers or corporate networks for existence. So beyond that, how else does it apply for you guys?
I think if I would say that we have a lot of learning to do at QSC. And I say that first before saying, secondly, the AV industry has a lot of learning to do collectively to really understand really the needs of IT. I feel like we're kind of in that phase where we're really, all of us in the industry are very excited. We see this change. We're both excited and frankly a little freaked out. And at the same time, we see all of these companies here at the show, for instance, you look at every booth, they have AV over IP or AVIT or some variant on that theme. And I'm not knocking that. Actually, it's just a sign of the times. But it just shows that we're all a little nervous. We're all kind of green. We're all trying to learn. And some of us, like I will be so bold to say, QSC and our team, we've been in this industry a while. I came from IT myself. Some of the team that we have in Boulder that does the development, they've been working with software development and using mainstream technologies like AV over IP, what we call it today, for decades now. And so some of us are a little more familiar with it, but even QSC, we're still learning, especially on the business side. How do we monetize this? If we're going to go all software, how do we monetize that? How do we talk to the customer in a way that they're going to really respect us and understand us both as a manufacturer, but I say that kind of for the industry too, because we're all trying to kind of figure this out. So that's my perspective, at least for the moment.
Where are we at when we start looking at AVIT? Where are we at in that cycle? Are we past the point where we're just getting our feet wet from the AV perspective? And I don't want you to speak for the industry or even QSC, but just from a conceptualized point, are we still just getting our feet wet going down this path?
Yeah.
Or do you feel that we've reached a point where most users, most integrators, most manufacturers are fully embraced? Or are we really still just kind of politely testing the water as much as possible?
Well, I think we're past that stage,
Okay.
the testing the water stage. But if my assessment, just my opinion here, is just that I think we're at the point where everybody has figured out, yep, this isn't going away. It's going to be here to stay. And all right, it's time to get down to the real work of learning how to adapt to this new customer. And that adaptation is going to occur at the technology level, but it's also going to occur at the difference in business models. And this is up and down the value chain, everything from the integrator, consultant, manufacturer. So I think we're at that, let's call it the realization stage. Okay. And consignment stage. Okay, we're consigned that this is going to be, we're here. Now it's about doing the hard work of learning and maybe even hitting a few bumps in the road along the way, but we all have to learn somehow. And now it's about really making friends with IT and having them bluntly teach us. Let's get to that phase. I think that's, and we're right on the cusp of that. I think, I hope that we cross that chasm, because I do think that in the excitement and the frenzy that's going on in the industry of trying to go after IT, some of us are making ourselves look a little foolish because we're trying to do some things that, or we're trying to adapt too quickly, or we're trying to make claims that aren't exactly true, or we're trying to assume we know more than we do about what the IT end user really wants. And again, I'm just saying, just from my own assessment here, I've heard those sort of musings from some of my IT friends that look at AV people are like, oh, they can spell IT. They know that's yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's kind of the phase we're in as an industry, and again, I'm not speaking hopefully not arrogantly here, because the QSC is in the same spot. I mean, we're still learning, but we're just trying to approach it very carefully and not be arrogant, in fact, or assumptive about what our customer wants. Well, so we're spending a lot of time learning.
It's that brand new world, right? It's something that the AV industry has been around a very long time, and this is a huge, not only culture shift, but technology shift. And
we're not comfortable not being the experts.
That's true.
I think that's another assessment I have, is like, you know, all of us have been so used to being able to rattle off 100 million acronyms of this industry. And now those are still important, but now it's, oh no, I got to learn all this other stuff. Or wait a minute, do I even have the skill set to learn that? There's some self-doubt maybe. But yeah, it's that's okay. I think we'll get through it.
Yeah, it's a great growth period. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. To find more information about your Dell Server Core and all the other QSC products,
stop by our booth.
Okay, and online?
Yes, QSC.com, and if you look under, we have Systems Business Unit, and if you look under QSys, and then Enterprise Cores.
Beautiful, excellent. For more interviews like this from InfoComm 2017, please visit AVNation.tv.